Hello students, welcome to Affairs Cloud. My name is Vikas. So friends, we have an application by the name Careers Cloud which you can go and download through the Play Store. And once you have downloaded, you can log in with your Gmail ID. And why I am suggesting you this application, because this is the one-stop solution for all the current affairs. This is the best of the best application and the platform where you can enhance your learning through help. Here you will be provided with multiple courses. Here you will be provided with multiple options of quizzes, and even you will be provided current affairs on daily basis. PDFs and quizzes will be provided to you on daily basis, both in Hindi as well as English. Here you will be provided current affairs with weekly basis and monthly basis also. Here remember, once you have done watching our video, then you can log in through this application, take out the PDF, read that PDF and go through the quizzes. That will enhance your preparation. Same you have to do for weekly and same you have to do for the monthly also. In monthly you will be provided with the top 100 important questions PDF and video also, that will enhance your learning, and it will be a very beneficial and important video for the revision perspective. And not just this friends, apart from this we also provide you banking and economic questions. We provide you state current affairs such as of Uttarakhand, UP, Tripura, Telangana, and many more. Not just this, apart from this we also provide you topic wise current affairs, and the topics that we are providing you are really important. These topics are such as national affairs, international affairs, important days, sports, defense, science and technology, apps and web portals, obituary. These are the important topics that are being asked in various exams across India. So these are the topics that are must and should be covered and will be beneficial for the preparation of the students.
Hello everyone. So in this video, we will be discussing important current affairs of national affairs for the month August. The session will be quite helpful and good for revision perspective. So let's start. The first question is, in July, Dash became the largest PSU refinery in India for 22-23. Which is it? It is Mangalore Refinery and Petrochemicals Limited, right? MRPL. This is a Mangaluru based, that is in Karnataka based, Miniratna CPSC, and it became the largest PSU refinery in India for 22-23. MRPL processed 10% of the total crude oil refined by PSU petroleum refineries in India, and MRPL processed a total of 17.14 million tons of crude oil in 22-23, which was the highest ever throughput processed by a single location PSU refinery. Next, as per the report of All India Tiger Estimation 2022 that was titled Status of Tigers, Co-Predators and Prey in India 2022, released by NTCA in July, the tiger population in India is estimated to be around dash with an annual growth rate of 6.1% per annum. So the question asked here is, what is the tiger population in simple terms? What is the tiger population? It is 3925, right? 3925, and this is with an annual growth of 6.1% in the tiger population. Which is the state that is having the largest number of tiger? It is in Madhya Pradesh with a total of 785 tigers. Then on second it is Karnataka with 563, then Uttarakhand, that is 560, and then Maharashtra, that is 444. Correct option here becomes option C. Next, which state has recently launched a mobile application based elephant movement tracking system? So this mobile application based elephant movement tracking system was launched by which state? It was launched by Jharkhand. Who is the Chief Minister of Jharkhand? Hemant Soren, right? And he launched this elephant tracker, that is a mobile application basically in order to track the movement of elephant so that they do not reach the human population and cause conflicts there, right? This application will help the villagers and the forest department of Jharkhand to track elephant movements so that precautionary measures could be taken in advance. Next, which state government recently collaborated with the UNFPA to launch Just Ask, that is an AI enabled chatbot for adolescents and young adults on sexual and reproductive health rights? So this Just Ask, this is an AI enabled chatbot that was launched by which state? It was launched by Madhya Pradesh, correct? And it was UNFPA, correct? That is United Nations Populations Fund. They have launched this Just Ask chatbot on sexual and reproductive health and rights, and it was in collaboration with which state? It is Madhya Pradesh, and this is the state that have launched a compensation scheme for mob victims, right? And apart from this, seventh tiger reserve, that is Virangna Durgavati Tiger Reserve, have been established in Madhya Pradesh. Then this chatbot will equip, empower and educate the people of Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh about the need for accurate and accessible information on these social issues. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to the approval made by National Commission for Clean Ganga in August? If we look at the option, all these options are correct here. If we look at them one by one, National Mission for Clean Ganga approved 7 projects worth 692 crore rupees for the construction of sewage treatment plants and other works to prevent pollution of the river Ganga and its tributaries. Second, out of these 7 projects, 3 projects was worth 661.74 crore rupees for sewage management in UP and to set up sewage treatment plants 5 and 7 MLDs at the estimated cost of 74.64 crore rupees. So this is also right. Third, a project to start the MSc course in freshwater ecology and conservation at the Ganga Aqualife Conservation Monitoring Center, Wildlife Institute of India at Dehradun at a cost of 6.86 crore for the next 10 years was approved by National Mission for Clean Ganga. So all these projects, all these options are right here. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to GI tags granted by the GI registry as of August 2023? So among the options A and B are correct, C is not right. If we look at option A, GI registry under the Department of Industry Promotion and Internal Trade, that is DPIIT, has granted GI tags for the 7 new products from 3 states, that are 4 from Rajasthan, 2 from Goa and 1 from UP. Second, 3 new products from Tamil Nadu, namely Trinuvelli's Shady Butta Sari, Kanyakumari's Mati Banana and Tiruvannamalai's Jaderi Namakati were also given the GI tag. So all the first and B option are correct. If we look at the option C, it is saying with the adoption of 3 products, Tamil Nadu has become the second state with 61 GI tag products. So right, it is not the Tamil Nadu that is on the second position. It is actually Uttar Pradesh that is on the second position. With how many GI tags? With 53 GI tags. Correct? Next. And which is the state that is having the maximum number of GI tags? It is Tamil Nadu, that is having a total of 58 GI tags, right? 58 GI tags, and that is the highest number for a state. Next is name the cloud computing service company that recently partnered with the Directorate General of Training to enhance students' capabilities and employability in emerging technology. It is which of the following company? Name it. Here the company is your AWS, that is Amazon Web Service India, correct? So DGT, that is Directorate General of Training, they partnered with Amazon Web Service in order to enhance the students' capabilities and employability skills in the emerging technologies of cloud computing, data annotation, AI and machine learning. This pact will provide students enrolled in this DGT institutions with valuable self-paced online learning programs at no cost. Next, which state government has recently launched LEAP, that is Launch, Empower, Accelerate, Prosper CoWorks membership card? So this LEAP, this was launched by Kerala state, right? Here LEAP is, you should remember, Launch, Empower, Accelerate, Prosper. And remember here Kerala's Chief Minister, who is he? Pinarayi Vijayan, he launched this Kusum, under Kusum only this LEAP was launched. And what is Kusum? Kusum stands for Kerala Startup Mission. Under this LEAP was launched, right? LEAP CoWorks. And he also inaugurated the refurbished headquarter of the Kusum, correct? That is in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala, correct? So mark this LEAP, that is Launch, Empower, Accelerate, Prosper CoWorks. This membership card was launched by Kerala and it was launched by Kerala's Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan. Next, also remember Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, he also inaugurated the operations of the first phase of the India's first digital science park that is located in Kerala, correct? And in Kerala only, remember, the first school or first AI school is located. First AI school is located in Kerala. Next, according to FICCI EY report, that is Road Safety in India Navigating Through Nuances, that was released in August, the road accidents claim around dash lives in India every year. So according to this FICCI EY, that is EY your Ernst and Young, correct? So FICCI EY's report about road safety India navigating through nuances, in this it stated that the road accidents claim almost 1.5 million lives in India every year, correct? Next, And major finding of this report is that every 24 seconds, at least one person is lost due to traffic accidents globally. So right option here becomes option 4. Moving on, name the Department of Ministry of Finance that recently launched the Vivad Se Vishwas 2 scheme to settle the pending contractual disputes of government and government undertakings. I repeat, name the Department of the Ministry of Finance that has recently launched Vivad Se Vishwas 2 scheme, and it is to settle the pending contractual disputes of the government and government undertakings. So which is it? It is your Department of Expenditure, right? It is Department of Expenditure. And this Vivad Se Vishwas 2, it is to settle the pending contractual disputes between the government and the government undertakings. And this was launched by the Department of Expenditure that comes under the Ministry of Finance, right? Then the scheme aims to promote ease of doing business and will cover the disputes up to 30th of September 2022, clearing the backlog of litigation and also resolve the government's contractual disputes with the private parties. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to the step taken by the Ministry of Education in August 2023? All these option A, B, C are correct here. Here our Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan and Dr. Subramaniam Jaishankar, that is Dr. S. Jaishankar, who is our External Affairs Minister, jointly launched this Study in India portal. This is important, so take a note of it. And this SII portal, that is Study in India portal, is an integrated one-step solution for the international student registration and visa application process that will be guided by new education policy. Then Ministry of Education selected Oracle Cloud Infrastructure to modernize the National Education Technology Platform Digital Infrastructure for Knowledge Sharing, that is Diksha. Next, which among the following are incorrect with respect to the status of CPSCs as of August 2023? So we have to tell ABC which among the following is incorrect. So remember, C is incorrect, so our option is C. Both A and B are right here. If we look at C, OIL, Oil India Limited, will be the 15th Maharatna among the CPSCs, and Oil Videsh Limited will be the 12th Navratna among the CPSCs. Is it right? So no, remember, Oil will be the 13th Maharatna and it will be the 14th Navratna among the CPSCs, right? On option A and B are correct. Next, in which state President of India Draupadi Murmu has recently inaugurated Unmesh, that is International Literature Festival, and Utkarsh, National Festival of Folk and Tribal Performing Arts. So Unmesh and Utkarsh, these are the two festivals that was recently inaugurated by President of India Draupadi Murmu ma'am, and they are in which state? So they were in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. So right option is Madhya Pradesh. Correct? Important, take a note of it. That is your Unmesh, that is the International Literature Festival, and Utkarsh is your National Festival of Folk and Tribal Performing Arts. Moving on, next, which state government has recently announced a plan to launch a new project titled Subhyatra to provide financial support to the first-time overseas immigrants? I repeat, Shubh Yatra. This is the name of the new project that was launched by the state government in order to provide financial support to the first-time overseas immigrants. So this was launched by Kerala, right? This project aims to create a positive and productive ecosystem by providing financial assistance of up to 2 lakh rupees with a tax holiday for 6 months and attractive interest to meet the incidental expenses of the eligible candidates who are going outside the country, that are going overseas, correct? Be it for education or job perspective or any other thing, correct? So they will be providing a financial assistance of up to 2 lakh rupees and a tax holiday. That means they don't have to pay interest also on it for a specific period of time, and the interest also will be here very less. And this was launched by Kerala. Next, in August, the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy extended the deadline for self-certification of solar photovoltaic inverters from 30th of June to -2023. So remember, recently Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, they have extended the deadline for self-certification of solar photovoltaic inverters from 30th of June till 31st of December 2023. Correct? It is your National Health Authority that has extended this digital health incentive scheme under this Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission till 31st of December 2023. That is DHIS. What is this DHIS scheme? Digital Health Incentives Schemes. Here DHIS will offer incentives of up to 4 crore rupees to the hospitals and diagnostic labs. Correct? And remember, and this was with effect from 1st of January 2023. Correct. And remember, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy extended the deadline for this SPV inverters from 30th of June till 31st of December 2023. Next, which organization has recently collaborated with the Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board to develop a roadmap for hydrogen transmission in natural gas pipelines and city gas distribution networks? Tell me, which is this organization? It is World Bank. Headquarters is in Washington, DC. Who is the president here? Ajay Banga. Correct. And we know we are talking about for the hydrogen transition or hydrogen transmission in the natural gas pipelines and city gas distribution network. Correct. And if asked, National Hydrogen Mission, it is of which country? It is launched by, or it is an initiative of India. Next, University Grants Commission UGC constituted an expert committee to dash. So recently UGC, right, they have constituted an expert committee that will review its regulations and guidelines concerning the anti-discrimination in higher education institutes, that is against scheduled tribes, scheduled caste, OBCs and persons with disabilities, right, in order to remove the discrimination against these people in higher educational institutions. This constitution a higher expert committee or a expert committee was set up by UGC. Next, Union Minister of Steel and Civil Aviation Jyotiraditya Scindia ji unveiled the new logo of Dash Company. So he recently unveiled the logo of National Mineral Development Corporation, right? National Mineral Development Corporation. It is the largest iron ore producer of India. Next, in August, India handed over a check of dash rupees to Sri Lanka for supporting the Sri Lankan Unique Digital Identity project. So a total of 450 million rupees were of a check. This was a check of 450 million rupees that was handed over to Sri Lanka for supporting their project, that is Sri Lanka Unique Digital Identity project. Right? So the right option here becomes option 2. If we are talking about Indian stack, this was a very important, or this consists of very important initiatives and projects that were launched by Government of India basically to cater the vast variety of population, right? And we know that India is the largest populated country in the world now. Correct? So Indian stack, it comprises of DigiLocker, Aadhaar card, e-sign, right? And now e-sign has become also an important place because now instead of doing manual signatures, you can go and opt for e-signature, right? Then NPCI, they launched your UPI here. This is also a game changer because with this now the transaction system has become very easy and multiple countries around the globe are opting for our UPI. Next, in which city Union Ministry of Home Affairs and Corporation Amit Shah has recently launched a digital portal of the Central Registrar of Cooperative Societies Office. So Amit Shah launched it. It is a digital portal that is of the Central Registrar of the Cooperative Societies Office. Question asked here is in which city Amit Shah launched it? It was launched in Pune, Maharashtra. Correct? I repeat, this corporate office or this Cooperative Societies Office, it is located in Pune, Maharashtra, and there only this portal was launched. This portal will ease the functioning of over 1515 MSCS, that is your multi-state cooperative societies in India, and this will promote a digital ecosystem for the upcoming new registrations. And in those registration, if you need KYC, we will be using this e-signature for their signature on the online document, right? So these all things are connected. Next, name the portal that was recently launched by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare to connect dead body or human remains clearance procedure electronically. So it is your which portal? It is e-care. Right, this was the portal that was recently launched by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and it was to conduct dead body or human remains clearance procedure using electronic methods or electronically. Correct? Then it developed a standard reusable product amendable to replication across the governments, and it is your portal name is e-care portal. There is a full form for this e-care portal and it stands for e-clearance for afterlife remains. I repeat, e-clearance for afterlife remains, and it is for conducting dead body or human remains clearance procedures, that is electronically. Next, Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation stone for the redevelopment of Dash railway station covering 27 states and union territories under Amrit Bharat station scheme at a cost of more than dash rupees. So recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he laid the foundation stone for the redevelopment of 508 railway stations that will be covering 27 states and union territories, and this was done under Ayushman Bharat station Amrit Bharat station scheme, and that was at a cost of more than 24,470 crore rupees. This redevelopment, this will cover 55 railway stations in UP. Remember, this is the highest. Question can be asked, which is the state with the highest number of railway stations that are being redeveloped in it? It is Uttar Pradesh. Correct. And a total of how many railway station? A total of 508 railway station. So the right option becomes 508, and the total cost associated with it is 24,470 crore rupees. Next question is, which state's responsible tourism mission recently collaborated with UN Women India to organize the Trainers of Trainer program under the UN Women Friendly Tourism project? So we are talking about a Trainers of Trainer program, right? This program was launched under Women Friendly Tourism project. Now the question asked is, which state's responsible tourism mission collaborated with this Trainers of Trainer program that comes under your Women Friendly Tourism project? So right option is Kerala. Correct, it is Kerala. This was a 2-day long orientation program for women that was held in Koyattam, Kerala. It was from 31st of July till 1st of August, and a wide range of tourism activities that women can play a crucial role in it, and also it will promote, as women will coming into the job market, they will be providing various services to the tourist, and for that reason you will be seeing, for example, new food stalls can be opened up, right? New places where women can cook and provide home deliveries. They can provide deliveries with the Zomato or Swiggy collaborated, right? Many open kitchens can be opened up in these tourist locations that will be helping them. Then apart from that, various games can be conducted, them various products that women make that can be sold to those tourists. Correct. So it was launched by Kerala. This program engaged a total of 85 women trainers who will train various women involved in the tourist activities and other services around the state. Next, according to the data released by the Center for Monitoring Indian Economy, that is CMIE, in August, the unemployment rate of India in July 2023, it declined to what percent? It declined to 9.75% from 8.45 that was earlier in June 2023. I repeat, the unemployment rate has fallen to 7.95% that was earlier in last month 8.45 that was, this is in July, and 8.45 was in the June month. Correct. Next, right option here is option 1. Next, which of the following cities is set to establish India's first integrated theatre command, that is South Western Command and Central Command, in August 2023? So which of the following cities? It is Jaipur, Rajasthan, and Lucknow, UP. So both 2 and 3, that is Jaipur and Lucknow, these are the cities that is set to establish as the India's first integrated theatre command, that is South Western Command and Central Command, in August 2023. This Jaipur, we know it is in Rajasthan, and Lucknow in UP. Correct. This South Western Command in Jaipur will serve as the headquarter of ITC, that is your Integrated Theatre Command. Mark this also. The headquarter will be in the which location? It will be located. It will be in Jaipur. Next, in 2023 August, Union Cabinet has approved dash amount for the last mile broadband connectivity plan for 6.4 lakh villages across India as a part of BharatNet project. So Union Cabinet has approved a 1.39 lakh crore, right, and it is for the last mile broadband connectivity for 6.4 lakh villages, right, and it is basically to connect each and individual villages that are not yet connected to the internet, and being provided internet, multiple opportunities and multiple knowledge comes to the people located there. So the right option here becomes option 3. This last mile connectivity will be delivered by special purpose vehicle that was named Bharat Broadband Network Limited, and this is an arm owned by BSNL. Next, in which among the following state the postal life insurance has recently introduced a pilot program for the direct incentive disbursement to recognize the role of its sales force. I repeat, which is the state? It is Delhi and Uttarakhand. These two, remember, recently here introduced a pilot program for the direct incentive disbursement to the role of the sales force, right? And which is it? It is Delhi and Uttarakhand. This was unveiled by Alok Sharma, who is the Director General of Postal Services. And this initiative is their agent initiative program, under which various commissions of those agents who will be provided or who will be coming various new customers, for them the commissions for the last month will be directly provided to their post office saving bank account, right? So the right option here becomes Delhi and Uttarakhand. Next, which state government has recently introduced State Road Transport Corporation Bill 2023? So this was launched by Telangana, right? Telangana, they have launched the this bill, that is basically State Road Transport Corporation, that is absorption of employees into government services bill. This bill aims to merge loss making TSRTC. Now what is this TSRTC? This is your Telangana State Road Transport Corporation employees with the Telangana government, and to absorb the employees into the government services. So basically the employees of this will be merged into the government of, or basically they will be considered now as the employees of the government of Telangana. Correct? And the Telangana government will inject 3,000 crore rupees to cover the salaries and allowances of these more 43,000 employees. Correct? So right option is Telangana. Next, which company has recently bagged an order worth 165 crore rupees to supply 200 medium altitude logistic drones and accessories to the Indian Army? Right option is Daksha Unmanned Systems Private Limited, right? They have recently bagged an order worth 165 crore rupees, and it is for 200 logistic drones. And this will be provided to which force? Indian Army. And this Daksha Unmanned Systems Limited, also short form DUMS, they have recently won a contract from IFFCO, right? And it is to supply 400 agriculture spraying drones. 400 is your agriculture spraying drones, and this was with IFFCO. And 200 drones is for Indian Army, that is medium altitude logistic drones. So both logistic as well as agriculture drones you need to remember. And these 400 agriculture drones to IFFCO, they will be delivered within the next 12 months. Next, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, they have launched Transforming Lives, Building Futures, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship in the Northeast program to create a robust, skill-centric and industry-ready ecosystem in the Northeastern region. The Government of India has allocated a substantial fund of dash amount to promote inclusive development, foster entrepreneurial talent and catalyze socio-economic growth in the Northeastern region. So what is the fund that has been allocated to this Transforming Lives Building Futures program? That was to create skill-centric industry-ready ecosystem, so that skills can be provided to the people there, so that they can become industry-ready and they can be a part of jobs market. Because if they will be having the right skills according to the job market or according to the industry, they will be getting jobs easily, right? So the right option is the fund that has been allocated for this is 360 crore rupees. And where is this ecosystem being built up or talked about? It is in the Northeastern region. This initiative was jointly unveiled by Dharmendra Pradhan and G. Kishan Reddy ji, and government has allocated a fund of 360 crore rupees for this. It will benefit more than 2.5 lakh youths in the phase 1 and make them job ready. Next, CBI Academy, that is your Central Bureau of Investigation Academy, joined as the dash member of the International Criminal Police Organization Global Academy Network. So CBI Academy, they have recently joined Interpol Global Academy Network. Question asked is they became which member of the Interpol Global Academy Network. So CBI Academy became the 10th member of the International Criminal Police Organization, that is Interpol's Global Academy Network, right? Apart from this, if we talk about this Global Academy Network, it was established in 2019. right? And its primary goal is to spread a worldwide strategy for law enforcement training. It has 10 members now, and they are Abu Dhabi, Argentina, Austria, Botswana, Colombia, India, Korea, Rwanda, Saudi Arabia, and Spain. Next, name the ministry that recently launched the Indian Web Browser Development Challenge to create an indigenous web browser with the advanced security features. So, which is that ministry? It is Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. They have launched Indian Web Browser Development Challenge. Indian Web Browser Development Challenge. This was an open challenge competition, and it was for various enthusiasts who want to create a web browser with advanced security features. Then this challenge was headed by MEITY, CCA, and CDAC. Correct? These are the organization that hosted this particular challenge. Also, a total prize money worth 3.41 crore rupees will be distributed during this, and any individual team who will develop or who will be selected, or whose software or whose web browser will be considered as one of the best web browser, they will be provided 1 crore rupees for further developing that web browser. Next, which state has recently received the support from NABARD to GI tag for 5 traditional products including Nathwada Pichwai craft? It is of which state we are talking about, or indirectly we can also ask the question that this Nathwada Pichwai craft got the GI tag from which state? It is Rajasthan. So NABARD, they received the support. Which state? It is your Rajasthan that received the support from NABARD to get the GI tag for 5 products, and among which one of the product is Nathwada Pichwai craft. So remember this. Which state is having the highest number of GI tags? It is Tamil Nadu, we just saw. And if we talk about this Nathwada Pichwai craft, it is a 400-year-old history and depicts the glorious life of Lord Krishna. Name the railway station that recently became third pink station in Central Railways. It is New Amravati railway station. So New Amravati railway station, correct? And where is it? It is in the state of Maharashtra. It became the third station with Central Railway, that is within the Central Railway, and it is the designated as pink stations, right? And this pink station, why pink station? Because this station will be fully managed by women staff, correct? So it is your New Amravati railway station. It is in Maharashtra, and it has been recently named as the pink station, or it became the pink station, and it is the third pink station in the Central Railways, and because it will be managed by women. Which state government has launched Sin Suchna web application on the occasion of World Lion Day, that is 10th of August? So this Sin Suchna web application, it was launched by which state? It was launched by Gujarat. Correct. Apart from this, Bhupendra Patel launched the Lion Anthem film. Lion Anthem film, which was produced. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to study on assessment of employment potential of Jal Jeevan Mission released by the Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, that is under the Ministry of Jal Shakti? So, which among the following points are correct here that are mentioned below? Remember, which is it? It is all these 3 points are not right, only B and C are right, A is wrong, correct? So the report of the study has estimated an employment generation potential of the Jal Jeevan Mission to the tune of 2.82 crore person per year employment. So this is right. Option C, the report estimated that around 59.93 lakh persons get direct employment during the construction phase of Jal Jeevan Mission per year from the total employment generation of 2.82 crore persons per year. So option B and C are correct here. The report was prepared with technical support from the International Labour Organization, right? And if we look at option A, it is saying that this was conducted by Center for Public Policy under Indian Institute of Technology, that is in Madras, right? IIT Madras. But remember, that was not under the IIT Madras. Actually, it was under Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, correct? That is in Karnataka. So the institute here is not IIT Madras, it is IIM Bangalore. And here job for 2.8 crore person per year, and that estimated around 59 point almost 60 lakh person will get direct employment with this. Next, which state government recently launched Indira Gandhi smartphone scheme to provide free smartphones within 3 years of data facility, right? So 3 years of data facility and free smartphones will be provided under which scheme? So it is your Indira Gandhi smartphone scheme. Now this Indira Gandhi smartphone scheme is of which state? It is of Rajasthan. And who is the Chief Minister of Rajasthan? Ashok Gehlot. He launched this Indira Gandhi smartphone scheme and it was during an event that was organized in Jaipur, Rajasthan. Correct? So first thing, remember this, a free smartphone scheme with 3 years of data facility. Apart from this, Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot also launched a digital Sakhi book. A digital Sakhi book. Also, remember, under this particular scheme, that is Indira Gandhi smartphone scheme, a total of 1.3 crore women in Rajasthan will be benefited. And here the beneficiaries will include girls from 9 to 12th class, such as your school going or college going single women and widows. Next, name the state government that recently announced a complete waiver of the fuel surcharge for all the domestic and agriculture power consumers. Right option is Rajasthan. Right? In Rajasthan, remember, recently the Chief Minister of Rajasthan, who is we saw Ashok Gehlot, he announced the complete waiver of the fuel surcharge for the domestic and agriculture power consumers in their state. Also remember, no consumer will be required to pay the surcharge after using more than 200 units of electricity. Right? Previously, the waiver was applicable to only those who used up 200 units of electricity per month. Next, which company recently entered into an agreement with Technology Development Board under the Department of Science and Technology to the commercialization of the digitally enabled Advanced Universal Intensive Care Unit ventilators. So A, B, C, D, E, which among the following is correct? It is option 3, that is Nokark Robotics Private Limited, right? Nokark Robotics Private Limited. They have recently entered into an agreement with Technology Development Board, Department of Science and Technology for the commercialization of the digitally enabled Advanced Universal Intensive Care Unit ventilators, right? So these ICU ventilators will be now digitized. Next, which among the following points are correct with respect to National Space Innovation Challenge 2023 that was held in August? Which among the following is correct here? A, B, C. So remember all these points A, B, C, they are correct here. If we look at option A, Atal Innovation Mission, they partnered with ISRO and Navras EdTech Private Limited to launch the National Space Innovation Challenge 2023, right? B, NSIC is a national level campaign designed to bridge the gap in the Indian space economy and the future space workforce and encourage future space entrepreneurs. So this is also correct. Third, NSIC will be open from 11th of August till 20th of September 2023. This is also right. Apart from this, this will be in two categories. Category 1 is from 5th to 8th class and category 2 is from 9th to 12th class. Next, which among the following national development projects are correct regarding the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Sagar, Madhya Pradesh in August 2023? Option A, B, C. All these options are correct here. If we look at option A, PM Modi laid the foundation stone of 2 road projects and the cost here was 1580 crore rupees. They include a 4-laning road project connecting Morikori, Vidisha and Hinotia and a road project that will connect Hinotia and Meluva. So these are the 2 projects. Second, he laid the foundation stone for Sant Shiromani Gurudev Shri Ravidas Ji Memorial in Madhya Pradesh. So this Sant Shiromani Gurudev Shri Ravidas Ji Memorial, where is this located? It will be in Madhya Pradesh. It will be set up in Madhya Pradesh and a foundation stone was laid for the same. And this will be built with more than 100 crore rupees of investment and it will be on 11.25 acres of land. C, PM dedicated the project Kota-Bina rail route to the nation, which has been built at an estimated cost of more than 2475 crore rupees. It passes through Kota and Baran districts in Rajasthan, Guna, Ashoknagar and Sagar districts in Madhya Pradesh. So remember all these 3 points are correct. Next question is DPIIT. They have recently launched ODOP wall at Saras Ajivika store. And what is this Saras Ajivika Store? That is an initiative of Deen Dayal Antyodaya National Rural Livelihood Mission. And the question asked here is that this was where? It was in New Delhi. Correct. This initiative places various emphasis on elevating women artisans and self-help groups and promoting their products, marketing their products so that they can attract more audience. Correct. So right option is option 2. Next, which among the following personalities has recently launched direct benefit transfer in National Apprentice Promotion Scheme to encourage the participation of both corporate and young individuals towards apprenticeship training? Correct. Apprenticeship training is basically, we can say, when you go and do your trainings right before getting a particular job. When you are in college, right, you go for training, say for example in your second last year, right? So these are the apprentice trainings. Correct. Now question asked here is that which among the following personalities launched this direct benefit transfer in National Apprentice Promotion Scheme to encourage the participation of both corporate and young individuals from this training scheme? So this scheme was basically launched by, or this direct benefit transfer was launched by Dharmendra Pradhan, who is our education minister. And under this direct benefit transfer, an amount of 15 crore rupees was dispersed to almost 1 lakh apprentices. Next, which among the following government sector enterprise has recently signed an MOU with Universal Health Foundation for setting up of Gramin Gyan Jyoti Kendras in 9 villages of Jodhpur and 1 village of Nagaur, that is in Rajasthan? So which is it? It is National Hydroelectric Power Corporation. Option 3. NHPC, they have recently launched the largest hydropower development organization. Next, which of the following government sector enterprises has recently signed an MOU with Universal Health Foundation for setting up of Gramin Gyan Jyoti Kendras in 9 villages of Jodhpur in Rajasthan and 1 village in Nagaur, Rajasthan? This was by National Hydroelectric Power Corporation Limited. NHPC, that is the largest hydropower development organization. They signed an MOU with Universal Health Foundation, correct, under their corporate social responsibility initiative, and this MOU will provide basic infrastructure facilities to Universal Health Foundation for setting up this Gramin Gyan Jyoti Kendras, right? And it is in government schools that are located in 9 villages in Jodhpur, or 9 villages of Jodhpur, that is in Rajasthan, and 1 village of Nagaur, that is in Rajasthan, right? Next, Alkesh Kumar Sharma, Secretary of the Ministry of Electronics and IT, have launched hybrid green energy microgrid. So this hybrid green energy microgrid was launched where? It was launched in Trivandrum, Kerala. It was launched by whom? Alkesh Kumar Sharma, who is the Secretary of the Ministry of Electronics and IT. Then this was developed by whom? This was developed by CDAC in Trivandrum, Kerala, and it was launched as a part of National Mission on Power Electronics Technology Program, that is to provide electrical energy equipments. Next, name the state that recently launched India's first Agriculture Data Exchange, that is ADEX, and Agriculture Data Management Framework, ADMF. So which is the state that has launched it? It was launched by Telangana. And KT Rama Rao, who is the Cabinet Minister for IT, has in Telangana have launched India's first Agriculture Data Exchange and Agriculture Data Management Framework. Where was this launched? Hyderabad, Telangana. And this ADEX, that is your Agriculture Data Exchange, has been developed as a digital public infrastructure for the agriculture sector. Next, Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari has recently inaugurated a 865 crore rupees multi-level flyover built at Chandni Chowk in Dash. So this is a 865 crore rupees multi-level flyover that is in Chandni Chowk in Pune, Maharashtra. And if we'll talk about the length, it is 6.98 kilometer long. Option 1. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to the assent given by the President of India Draupadi Murmu to various bills in August 2023? If we look at the option A, B, C, which among the following is correct here? Right? So remember, all these three are right here. A, the registration let me write A. The Registration of Births and Deaths Bill 2023 facilitates the insertion of provisions for digital registration and electronic delivery of certificates of the births and deaths, right? That means online, electronically, digitally, your births and death certificates will be provided. Next, Government of NCT Delhi 2023 audience establishes the National Capital Civil Service Authority to recommend various services related issues to the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. Then, Digital Personal Data Protection Bill 2023 regulates the processing of digital personal data and respects individuals' right to protect their data while recognizing the necessity of processing and using such data for lawful purposes. Next, which state government has recently launched the Grameen Mitra scheme to provide doorstep delivery of government services across the state and promote digital empowerment in rural areas? It is Goa. Right, I repeat, Goa state government recently launched this Grameen Mitra scheme to provide doorstep delivery of government services across state and promote empowerment in rural areas or digital empowerment in rural areas. Next, which state government recently announced a plan to establish India's first common testing center for unmanned aerial system drones under the Defense Testing Infrastructure Scheme? Okay, which is it? It is Tamil Nadu, right? Tamil Nadu state government announced a plan where they will be establishing India's first common testing center for drones, right? India's first common testing center that will be for drones, and this will be built under the Defense Testing Infrastructure Scheme. And the main aim is this will provide an ecosystem for the aerospace and defense industry in this particular region. Next, Nehru Memorial Museum and Library in Dash City was officially renamed as the Prime Minister's Museum and Library Society. So this Nehru Memorial Museum and Library, it is in New Delhi and it was officially renamed as the Prime Minister's Museum and Library Society. The institution operates independently under the India Ministry of Culture, and it was established in 1964 after the death of India's first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, who had spent his lifetime in his official residence for more than 16 years. Next, right option here is option C. Next, which ministry has recently launched the Graphene Aurora program in Kochi, Kerala? This was launched by which ministry? It was launched by the Ministry of... So, which is the ministry? It is Ministry of Electronics and Information and Technology, correct? And here, Secretary Shri Alkesh Kumar Sharma launched this Graphene Aurora program at a function that was in Kochi, Kerala. This program basically, Graphene Aurora program, aims to bridge the gap between the research and development and its commercialization. And the program has been allocated a total budget of 94.85 crore rupees. Next, in August, Dash state became the first state in India to provide free IVF therapy. IVF is your in vitro fertilization, and this will be provided free of cost in the government schools of Goa. Next, who is the Chief Minister of Goa? Pramod Sawant. Next, as of August, which country's Air Force is set to host Tarang Shakti, a mega multilateral military exercise in 2024? So this will be hosted by India. So Tarang Shakti, this is a mega multilateral military exercise in 2024, and it is Indian Air Force that will host this mega multilateral military exercise. Correct? And this exercise named Tarang Shakti is scheduled to be the largest air exercise ever conducted in India, and it will be the first ever edition, and we can say it will be the inaugural edition of this. Correct? Apart from this, if we talk about COPE India, right, this is a joint air exercise between Indian Air Force and United States Air Force. This was the 6th edition of this exercise, and it was held in West Bengal and Agra, UP. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to the assent given by the President of India Draupadi Murmu in August 2023? If we look at the options ABC, all these three options are correctly mentioned here. A. IIT, Indian Institute of Management Act 2023 declares IIMs as institutes of national importance in alignment with the acts governing the Indian Institute of Technology and other institutes of national importance. The National Dental Commission Act of 2023 declares that the National Dental Commission consists of 33 members and will be formed to replace the existing Dental Council of India and repeal the Dentist Bill of 1948. Next, in which city Union Minister for Railways, Communication, Electronics and IT Ashwini Vaishnav has recently inaugurated India's first three-dimensional printed post office, and this was built at a 30 to 40% less cost, and this first 3D printed post office is located in Bangalore, Karnataka. And remember, here this technology that is being used, that is a 3D printing technology, and this was provided by L&T Construction, right? If the name of company is asked, L&T. Next is, which among the following are correct with respect to state of school elementary education in rural India report released in August 2023. If we look at the option, all these three options are correctly mentioned here. If we look at them, Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, right, he released India's first state of school elementary education in rural India report during the Transforming Rural India Rural Colloquy 2023 that was held in New Delhi. So this can be also asked that TRI India Rural Colloquy 2023 was held where? It was held in New Delhi, and during which this first report of state of school education in rural India was launched. This report revealed that a total of 78% parents of girls and 82% parents of boys wanted to educate their children to graduation and above. So alright, and third is, the survey indicated that 49.3% of the children aged between 6 to 16 years have access to smartphones in rural India. Next, in August, Dash Ministry renewed the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act license of Observer Research Foundation for how many years? So first of all, see what is this FCRA license. FCRA is your Foreign Contribution Regulation Act license, right? This FCRA license is given to an authority or organization that can receive donations from overseas, that means from other countries, correct? So it is your Ministry of Home Affairs, correct? Ministry of Home Affairs that has recently renewed the FCRA license of ORF, that is Observer Research Foundation, and for how many years? And it has been renewed for the next 5 years. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to the initiatives by the Ministry of Science and Technology in August 2023? If we look at the option, all three options are correct, A, B and C. That is, Union Minister of State having independent charge of Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh has unveiled this NBRI Namo 108. This is a new variety of lotus, and this lotus contains 108 petals, correct? And this was launched in Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow. Next thing, remember, NBRI Namo 108 was developed by CSRI NBRI, that is in Lucknow, UP. This is also correct. And Union Ministry also introduced NBRI Nihar, that is a new aloe vera variety, about 2.5 times greater gel yield compared to that of traditional aloe vera. Next, which organization or bank education minister has recently agreed to establish a new autonomous university rating system? So which was it? It is BRICS. I repeat, recently BRICS education ministers recently assembled and they have reached an agreement to establish a new autonomous university rating system. Here BRICS, as we know, it comprises of Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and now 6 new members will be added to BRICS now. So there will be a total of 11 members in BRICS. Next, Union Minister Nitin Gadkari, the Minister of Road Transport and Highways, have recently launched BNCAP in New Delhi. What does this BNCAP stands for? BNCAP, that is Bharat New Car Assessment Program. And here BNCAP, it is asked what is this? The C stands for in BNCAP, that is car. Option C. Next, in August, Group 20, that is G20 Pandemic Fund approved how much amount to strengthen the animal health system of India? So recently G20 Pandemic Fund has approved $25 million to strengthen the animal health system of India, correct? And it was proposed by DAHD, correct? Group 20 Pandemic Fund has approved $25 million proposal by DAHD, that is your Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying, right? Next thing, remember, this project will be carried out Asian Development Bank as the leading implementing agency along with World Bank and Food and Agriculture Organization. This fund brings additional resources to India to reduce the risk of pathogens that are emerging from animals to be transmitted into the human population. Correct? And we know there are such kind of disease that are transferred from animals to humans. They are known as zoonotic diseases. Next, in August, National Tiger Conservation Authority has approved Dholpur Karoli Tiger Reserve of Dash State as the 54th Tiger Reserve of India. So this is Rajasthan, right? In Rajasthan, 54th Tiger Reserve of India is Dholpur Karoli Tiger Reserve, and this is the 5th Tiger Reserve of Rajasthan. And if we are talking about Madhya Pradesh, which was the 7th Tiger Reserve there, it is Virangna Durgapati Tiger Reserve. Moving on. Which state government has recently released Mayam Biodiversity Atlas, that is Asia's first village atlas? So this was launched by Goa. I repeat, Goa's Chief Minister Pramod Sawant, he recently released Mayam Biodiversity Atlas, and it is the first village atlas that was recently launched. Correct? Apart from this, Mayam here, remember this is the name of a village in Goa, and this biodiversity atlas, this is of 250 pages. This offers details of the diverse flora and fauna that is found in the Mayam village of Goa. Moving on, in which city National Health Authority has recently launched India's first Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission microsite? So this was in Aizawl, Mizoram. I repeat, National Health Authority have launched India's first Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission microsite, that was in Aizawl, and Aizawl is the capital of Mizoram. With this, Mizoram became the first state in India to operationalize Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission microsite project. So option 2. Next, DAC granted acceptance of necessity for capital acquisition proposals worth 7,800 crore rupees to enhance the operational capabilities of the Indian Armed Forces and to procure new equipments and to enhance the technology. A 7,800 crore rupees was recently granted by Defence Acquisition Council under acceptance of necessity for capital acquisition process, right? Various projects, various new weapons will be procured. We will be seeing new technology right under this. So the right amount here is 7,800 crore rupees. Next, which government of India office or authority has recently launched Trinetra, that is an indigenously developed cyber threat detection and resolution system? So this Trinetra, it was developed by CDOT, that is Center for Development of Telematics. On the occasion of the 40th Foundation Day of CDOT, that was on 25th of August, right? Devsuna Chauhan, who is the Minister of Communication, has recently launched this CDOT's Trinetra, right? Trinetra. Trinetra is a comprehensive security system that combines security information and event management, and that is security information and event management, SIEM. Correct? Here you will be seeing this Trinetra was developed by CDOT. Next, and basically what this Trinetra will do is this will take care of cyber security. Moving on, name the statutory body that recently collaborated with Innovation Cell of Ministry of Education to launch the 6th edition Smart India Hackathon 2023. It is AICTE, that is All India Council of Technical Education. AICTE has recently collaborated with Innovation Cell of the Ministry of Education to launch the 6th edition of Smart India Hackathon. Correct? In this Smart India Hackathon, it is supported by the participation of 26 central ministries, 6 state ministries and 4 industry partners. It aims to foster a culture of product innovation and cultivate problem-solving skills among the participants. This will be held in 2 categories, that is Smart India Hackathon. Category 1, that is from 6th to 12th class, and SIH category 2, this will be for the higher education institutes, that is for postgraduate graduates. Next, Draupadi Murmu ma'am, the President of India, released a postage stamp in the memory of Dash, who is the former chief of Brahma Kumaris in New Delhi. So Draupadi Murmu, President of India, released a postage stamp in the memory of Dadi Prakashmani, right? And Dadi Prakashmani, she is the former chief of the Brahma Kumaris in New Delhi. During the lifetime of Dadi Prakashmani, the organization, that is Brahma Kumaris, expanded from 1 country to 120 countries with over 5,000 centers. Next, so remember, the President of India released a postage stamp in the memory of former chief of Brahma Kumaris in New Delhi, that is Dadi Prakashmani. Next, NPCI launched dash edition of the UPI safety awareness campaign. So NPCI recently launched the third edition of the UPI safety awareness campaign. The campaign aims to promote the adoption of UPI as a secure, easy and instant mode of payment. Next, in which state or UT India's first AI school was inaugurated, and we have discussed this. It was in Kerala, right? Kerala became the first state in India where first AI school was inaugurated, and it was in Trivandrum, Kerala. Apart from this, AI school was created by ILE, that is I Learning Engines of the USA. Next, which state government has recently launched MODI, that is Most Outstanding District Initiative, to reward the cleanest district? This was launched by Assam. I repeat, Assam cabinet in the 100th meeting that was chaired by Himanta Biswa Sarma, Chief Minister of Assam, launched MODI, that is Most Outstanding District Initiative. And the aim of this MODI scheme was basically to reward the cleanest city. Next, which company has recently signed a contract with Ministry of Defence to acquire 5 indigenously built fleet support ships for the Indian Navy worth 19,000 crore rupees? This will be Hindustan Shipyards Limited. I repeat, Hindustan Shipyards Limited, they signed a contract with Ministry of Defence and it is worth 19,000 crore rupees, and it is for the building of fleet support ships and indigenously built fleet support ships. If we talk about these fleet support ships, remember they are of a length of 225 meters, 32 meters is width, and they can displace 44,000 tons of water. Next, which among the following are correct with respect to 6th census on minor irrigation schemes released in August? If we look at the option A and B are correctly mentioned here, but option C that states as per the report Gujarat holds the largest number of MI schemes in India is wrong. It is actually Uttar Pradesh that holds the largest number of MI schemes in India. Next, Nitin Gadkari, who is our union minister, recently launched world's first prototype of BS6, that is Bharat Stage 6 compliant electrified flex fuel vehicle. Which company developed this electrified flex fuel vehicle? Before moving on to this flex fuel vehicle, remember this type of technology first was introduced by Brazil, right? And now it has been introduced in India. And now this electrified flex fuel vehicle was launched by which company? It was launched by Toyota Kirloskar Motor Private Limited, and in their car, that is Innova Hycross, right? This is the model of the car Innova Hycross, in which Toyota has recently launched this electrified flex fuel vehicle, correct? And this was launched by, if the name of person is asked, then he will be Nitin Gadkari. Moving on, in August, President of India Draupadi Murmu ma'am released commemorative 100 rupees silver coin featuring the image of Dash, former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. So this coin, that was 100 rupees silver coin, it features the image of Nandamuri Taraka Rama Rao. I repeat, N.T. Rama Rao, who is the former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh and a legendary Indian actor. And this was to mark the 100th birth anniversary of N.T. Rama Rao at Rashtrapati Bhavan Culture Center in New Delhi. Right, so the right option is N.T. Rama Rao. Next, Ministry of Heavy Industries extended the deadline of PLI scheme for automobile and auto component industry till which fiscal year? It has been increased till fiscal year 27-28. Right. Then the program was supposed to last for 5 years, that is from 22-23 till 26-27, but now it will be active till 27-28. So friends, these were your important national affairs for the month of August. If you find the session interesting, all you have to do is like the video and comment below and let us know what are your views for the same. Doing this will motivate us and make better content in the long run. So that's all for the day. Thank you and have a nice day.
That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at Affairs Cloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the of courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is affairscloud_official. In the end friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.